Howdy, howdy, everybody, and I promise this will be the last time that I mention the intro music made by Ravioli Dream Balloon on Spotify. It's me, Travis Touchdown.
And it's me, Makoto Shinkai's sad ending in every single film he does.
Oh, and welcome back. We're hoping you had a good week. This week was a little bit rough on the personal end of our lives, but we still want to be here to deliver everybody a good show.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of important to understand, I guess, a little bit about like what we're trying to do is that we're really just kind of doing this for fun. So this may even be kind of like a stress reliever for some of us here. So,
Exactly.
Speaking of Makoto Shinkai, did you know that the movie Your Name came out like 5 years ago?
Sweet Lord, is that how long it's been?
Yeah, dude. Like, isn't that kind of fucking weird? Like, it came out last week, five years ago. That is almost insane. Like, it was one of those things of I don't realize how fast that actually time can pass. Like, as you get older, it just goes faster and faster. And the next thing you notice, you're like 80 years old and you're about to die, and you're like, what the fuck, dude? What's happening? I don't know.
Man, I thought I'd be dying choking on Dairy Queen white gravy. The best gravy on the markets, to be exact.
Yeah. So, here's a fun anime fact just to kind of get us a little started off to a little wet our palate, right? Because I know that we haven't done it before. But I know from the last movie, Butter, if you listened to it, we talked about Tiamat. Well, you remember the comet in Your Name? That comet that, like, destroyed the whole town? Apparently, the comet was named after Tiamat. And it's called Tiamat. So, there you go. Yeah, I mean, she's the goddess of chaos, and then she just, like, the actual meteor destroys the entire town that, you know, one of the main characters lives in. So there you go. You got both, like, the kind of relative story to it and a connection to our Movie Butter podcast, which, by the way, I still am a little, like, I'm trying to recover a little bit from that whole movie experience.
So, for everybody who doesn't know what we're talking about, that's because the episode hasn't been released yet. You can find it on Thursdays on the NerdHellPodcast, Movie Butter. Next movie we're watching, we've already watched it, Dragonlance Dragon's Bottom Twilight. Don't watch it, it's terrible, but watch us talk about it.
Mm-hmm. I think, like, I don't know, we kind of devolve into, like, talking about anything other than that fucking movie. It's so bad.
We were like, hey, you know how this guy has brown hair? You know who else has brown hair?
Man, do you know what was a better movie than this one? And then we talk about another movie. Dude,
that was a podcast.
yeah, okay. So why don't we go ahead and start off with a news story? Would you like to start off with your news story? Would you like for me to start off with a news story this week?
You know what? I'll start off with one of them, and I think you'll be able to lead into it. But before I do that, let me get like a couple of mini stories out the way. So Spelunky and Spelunky 2 are coming to Nintendo Switch, which I'm excited about because I love roguelikes. And I do like those tough as nail platformers. I'm a platform boy. For 7-year-olds and adults with credit cards, Pokemon Unite Blastoise is coming September 1st, which is the only Pokemon I've wanted because they showed him in the trailer and he hasn't been in yet, so give me my starter Pokemon. And finally, Saints Row is getting rebooted.
Is it?
Yeah.
How long has it been since the first one came out?
I wasn't allowed to play it.
You weren't allowed to play it? Oh, Jesus, okay.
That's how long it was. I was still listening to my mother.
You were still listening to your mom. Okay, I'm looking it up right now. It says that Saints Row came out in, what was it, 2006. I was 16 years old when that came out.
Yeah, the first one? Saints Row 1?
Saints Row, the original first one, came out in 2006, and it was on the Xbox 360. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Damn.
All right, so that's our quick fire out of the way. So, if you've been following us, you know we've been very closely following the Blizzard lawsuit, mainly because we love Blizzard games, right? Like me and Stanley, we have like... Oh, that's my phone because I am unprofessional. Anyways, me and Stanley, we have a bond over Overwatch. That's been our game for a long time. Whenever we just need stress relief to catch up with each other in this crazy life, boom, we play some Overwatch. Which is why this one hits so close to home, because this is a company that, you know, we love. Thank you for Overwatch, Blizzard, but now things are going on and we gotta kind of evaluate it. And we actually have a change to our beloved Overwatch game, because if a lot of us didn't know, I certainly didn't know, Jesse McCree, the cowboy, Mr. Magoo, the dubious Macrubius, has been named after a Blizzard employee, Jesse McCree in real life. And just to avoid confusion, when I say cowboy, I mean Jesse McCree from Overwatch. So, Mr. McCree was pictured outside the Infinite Cosby Suite, where multiple women, were unfortunately not treated well. We'll put it at that.
Robinson, did you just say the Infinite Cosby Suite? Or the
infamous? Holy shit, did I say infinite?
Yeah, you say infinite. There were just like rapes everywhere. Infinite Cosby Suite.
Unfortunately, that description isn't too far off.
It really isn't. Jesus, okay.
But yeah, Mr. McCree was seen outside the Cosby Suite, and although he wasn't like the main person who was harassing women, it did bring up almost zero controversy, because what Overwatch decided, and this is in an official letter by the Overwatch Twitter account at PlayOverwatch, decided that they were going to change Jesse McCree, the cowboy's name, to something else to distance him from Mr. McCree in real life. Now I'm not gonna read this whole thing because I find it very disingenuous.
Yeah.
I'll just read the thing that made me the angriest, and it goes like this verbatim. We realize that any change to such a well-loved and central hero in the game's fiction will take time to roll out correctly, and we'll share updates as this work progresses. In the near term, we had planned to kick off a narrative arc in September, supported with a new story and game content, of which McCree, the cowboy, was a key part. Since we want to integrate this change into that story arc, we will be delaying the new arc until later this year, and instead we'll launch a new free-for-all map this September. So, not only are we not getting story-driven content, which is the number one thing we've wanted since like year one of Overwatch.
Yeah.
Instead, they're rolling out a free-for-all map, and looking at the Twitter comments, nobody cares. My favorite one by Kat Gratham, I don't see her at, very sorry Kat Gratham, says, "Cool, do something meaningful next."
Yeah. I mean, I agree with her too, right? Because that's one of the things that we're kind of really upset about, is that the company is not doing something to really kind of fix the underlying issues at, like, the company. Blizzard is blatantly ignoring this and trying to make up some kind of, like, wokeness by, like the woke company kind of image by changing Jesse McCree's name. Honestly, I had no idea that it was named after someone that worked for the company. I thought it was kind of like, Jesse McCree just sounds like a fucking cowboy name, right? Because you got like Jesse James, and that's what I thought he was named after. But like, fuck me for assuming, right? So what's the thing? What is the issue? Like, why does this even kind of like matter in the long run? Yes, it should happen, but yeah, I agree. Do something else. Do something more meaningful. Don't fucking just sit there with your thumb up your ass and just being like, well, look at us. We changed the name. We did what we could. Sexism is solved. Hooray.
We did it, Patrick. We saved the city.
Everything is just exploding around them. God damn. I don't know. Like, I haven't played Overwatch since this whole thing came out. And it's frustrating me more that they're just not doing anything about this. But, Blizzard has a tough fucking time actually dealing with controversy. Remember the controversy that happened a couple years ago? Not only when they like took away Blitzchung's prize money away from him, but then they also had that thing where they did Diablo, but they used like a MOBA skin from a Chinese company and just put Diablo skins on top of it, and then called it like a new game. And that guy stood there at BlizzCon and went, "Yeah, hi, is this like a out of context April Fool's joke?"
I love the response from the guys up there, because as soon as everybody got annoyed with Diablo Mobile, he just went, "What? You guys don't have cell phones?"
That was the most condescending thing that I ever thought. Like, why do you do that to your own customers? You fucking I don't.
I'll give it to him. If that wasn't prepared, he's quick on his feet. That one.
I don't think that's quick on his feet. I think that's quite like the wrong thing to say. That is the wrong. Like, that is not clever, Robinson. That's actually quite worse, right? A clever person would be able to like tell a joke that's self-deprecating to them, but then make it like rephrase it, that kind of stuff. What he did was essentially tell a joke that deprecated the audience, who's already annoyed at him, right? So you're just gonna piss off more people. But
correct.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't. So Blizzard changed McCree's name. Do you know what they're gonna change his name to?
Absolutely no idea, but I honestly just hope they'll cancel this because like it's one of those things like I didn't know it was an issue until you pointed it out, and I still don't think it's an issue.
Yeah. Well, yeah, man. Like I don't know what more they could do other than just like actually fix the fucking problems, but they're not going to do that. So, speaking of your news story, leading into that, so Blizzard's kind of digging their grave a little more because it came out on August 24th, a couple days ago, that California's Department of Fair Employment and Housing is expanding their lawsuit against Blizzard because apparently they are they are directly interfering with the DFEH ability to investigate, prosecute, and remedy workplace discrimination and harassment violations on behalf of employees. And it alleges in these documents that documents related to investigations and complaints were shredded by human resource personnel in violation of what it asserts is the games company's legal obligation to retain them pending an investigation, right? So the fact that you destroyed documents that were relevant to a lawsuit is actually a crime in and of itself. So
it was like me at the buffet 2 days ago. The plate just keeps getting taller and taller, and
I don't really think that that's a like. Oh, sorry, you were trying to relate it to their stacking problems. I thought you meant like you were shredding evidence or something like that. I was about to be like, what the fuck, Robinson? That makes no sense.
I mean, I was shredding food, but like the plate keeps getting piled up. But unlike Blizzard. Well, no, unlike me, Blizzard won't be able to finish it and then go back for another plate. Also, Chuckarama, really good cinnamon dessert things. I don't even know what they are. They taste like cinnamon and they look like bread.
Oh my god. Yeah, but so the DFEH also says that Activision Blizzard stymied the efforts through like NDAs for non-disclosure agreements that require employees to speak with the company ahead of contacting the Department of Fair Employment and Housing.
Which is absolute bullshit.
It is, especially because like a lot of people that they need to understand that non-disclosure agreements do not cover crimes. If there is a crime and you signed a non-disclosure agreement, those are null and void. You no longer have any obligation to go talk to your company. You can go straight to the police if you want to. It's not that, but they even involved like a couple weeks ago, they came out with this whole idea that Wilmer Hale, which is a law firm, is going to like investigate these issues. But Wilmer Hale is also known for being notoriously anti-union, which is what the Blizzard employees are doing right now. So they're trying to unionize and they're trying to get like better wages and better office stuff. Like the fact that like a lot of Blizzard employees and like EA employees and Riot employees cannot actually afford the fucking food in the cafeteria, which is like the cheapest food, is fucking bullshit. So yeah, I think they should unionize. I really do. I know if like you have your different personal feelings about it, but it's kind of showing that Blizzard cannot be trusted to have its own interests of the employees for themselves, right? They can't show that. They don't have that. They've proven that multiple times over the last couple of years. So yeah, fuck them.
Where's Jimmy Hoffa when we need him?
He's dead. He's been dead for a while, my guy.
Dig him up.
Dig him up.
He's the only person that can save us now.
No, yeah.
I just think that's so slimy. Like, instead of like, because it didn't have to be this way, you know? Like, first of all, you didn't have to mistreat your employee so badly, right? And now you got caught. What you do is you put your head down, you say you're sorry, and you fix the issues, right? You don't try to shred evidence that what you did was wrong. We know you did it. We already have evidence. And now you're just trying to get rid of, like, the other stuff. It's disgusting.
To be fair, right? Because obviously we have to say this for, like, legal reasons. We have to get Blizzard's perspective on this. Allegedly. Yeah. Well, no, not even allegedly. Just kind of, like, giving Blizzard's perspective. So a spokesperson for Activision Blizzard replied to this Axios article saying that they have complied with every proper request in support of its review, even as we had been implementing reforms to ensure our workplaces are welcoming and safe for every employee. With regards to the claims that we have destroyed information by shredding documents, those claims are not true. We took appropriate steps to preserve important information relevant to the DFEH investigation. We have provided the DFEH with clear evidence that we do not have gender pay or promotion disparities. Our senior leadership is incredibly diverse, with a growing number of women in key leadership roles across the company.
I mean, that means nothing if the bottom of the ladder women are being,
Yeah, well, the other part is that they have physical fucking evidence, like actual evidence and complaints filed from Blizzard employees that what they're doing is exactly what this statement is contradictory, right? It's contradictory to. So there's absolutely no fucking way that Blizzard is going to get away with this. I don't know how they would get away with this, but it would be interesting to see what their quarter profit revenues are when they post them, because every company has to have like quarter profit margins posted to the government. It'd be interesting to see what their profile says.
Yep.
Because think about that, right? They're losing money. People are starving to play their games.
I hope they are. Like, geez.
Yeah. It's one of those of, I don't know what else they can do. Like, it's at this point, it's like, do you just want to shut the company down? Do you just want to, like, kind of get rid of it?
Just start over, yeah.
Like, how hard is it not, like, to make a company that doesn't have, like, sexual assault and, like, discrimination? How difficult is it to have a company where you don't have to, or employees, like, female employees, don't have to worry about being sexually assaulted at work, right? Because if, like, you owned a company, you wouldn't want that for your image, right? You'd want to keep that there. So fire the fucker, right? Just be like, yeah.
That's so funny to me because, we're bottom trash tier podcast hosts. And even then, we cover our tracks. It's like, I don't want to give out any political leanings. I don't want to tell anybody, who I voted for. I don't even want them to know, my blood type. I don't want them to know what part of the state I'm in, right?
Yeah.
So, these people, so first of all, I don't assault women. Please don't think I'm trying to make that,
great.
that distinction. But could you imagine, oh yeah, we do this. Yeah, it's cool. Hey, look, watch this. Melissa, you fat bitch. Ain't
Dude.
that funny? Right?
Yeah, that's
just so blatantly. It's so. I don't know, because you and I, we don't walk on eggshells, but we definitely tiptoe around what we say. We don't want to give out too much, and these people are just. I just can't. I can't wrap my head around it. I really can't.
It's not hard. It's not hard not to do this, right?
Well, exactly.
One of the easiest things to do is just not touch people, right? The easiest thing to do is just not touch people, to not make a comment about someone's appearance. How do you have to do this, right? I don't understand how this is a difficult thing to grasp for people. Just don't do it, right? Just don't do it. That's it. It's simple. I know that it's there are situations where it might be more complex, but it's really this simple when it comes to sexual assault or sexism or that kind of thing. Just don't say anything, right? Just don't do it. It's not that hard. Fuck off, right? I
absolutely.
Yeah. And again, who the fuck cares what I say? That kind of shit, but still, it really shouldn't be that difficult. So continue on, because I will get upset.
Mr. Blizzard, somebody named Stanley, known aliases is Lesbian Poison Ivy, has been saying mean things about us.
Well,
on a Spotify with only 40 views. All right, I know just what we need to do about this.
Suspend his Blizzard account. Oh no, what would I ever do without my Blizzard account?
Hire both of them, make them sign NDAs.
This is still a crime, though. They're still they don't want us to talk about this because an NDA about committing crimes. Great. I don't know if they want to pay us money, fine, but still.
Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. He openly said he's a leftist.
Yeah. Well,
did you hear his Pokemon rant?
I know, right? Jesus Christ. I hope you know like how much like I think that there are corporations like that actually do provide some kind of public good, right? I think video games have that public good and have the
Yeah.
ability to like, express like the developers like creativity and that kind of thing. But when you start like essentially burning out your employees, overworking them, underpaying them, and giving them a hostile work environment, that's the moment I'm kind of like, yeah, go fuck yourself. I don't
Yeah.
fucking like this corporation anymore.
Uh,
So,
and in terms of a wrong corporate move, let's move on to something lighter. Instead of blatant illegally doing something horrible,
oh,
let's move on to something that's more, you know what, you shouldn't have done that. I'm just going to go ahead and say that that was a bad idea.
the optics of that are what we call not a good look.
Exactly. We're gonna
All right.
go from you should be in prison to you should have thought a little bit more about this. But before we do that, I got about three more mini news stories. Now this one I'm super excited for. Skate 4 is coming to PC.
Yeah.
I love Skate 3 so much. Can't wait for Skate 4 to come onto PC.
I've never played Skate. I don't know. Like, I played Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, but I've never really played, like, other skateboarding games. Is that.
The best way I can describe it is imagine Tony Hawk Pro Skater, but with way more ragdoll physics.
Oh, really?
Right? Because how it works, instead of like, X is jump, and then you press square to do the grind, and not insulting Tony Hawk, but it's got a basic control scheme, which is perfect. Skate opts for a more tricky control scheme, where it's like if you want to do an ollie, you push the right stick down and then you flick it upwards, right? Now, if you
Okay.
want to do a kickflip, you push it down, flick it upwards, and then spin it in the direction you want to do the kickflip, right?
Right.
So it's more about board control with how you control the right stick. And I love that because if you mess things up, you fall in hilarious fashions. And they have this game mode called the Hall of Meat, which
Hall of Meat.
what
Is
you
it just
do
like a bunch of dead bodies in it, and it's like if you mess up, you get hooked onto a meat hook and then die?
You're
Is
funny.
that-
You're funny because a giant slab of meat and a skeleton are unlockable costumes.
Oh,
But the
really?
Hall of Meat, yeah, you were close. The Hall of Meat is you go off like a ridiculously huge ramp and you bail out and you gotta hurt your character as much as possible. And you get an X-ray view so you can see like what was damaged the most.
So
It's
kind of like when you do Mortal Kombat fatalities, how they kind of
but-
zoom in and do the X-ray thing.
Yeah, but you do that to yourself.
Oh,
It's so much fun.
yeah, it's so much fun to hurt oneself. Yeah.
One's
Great.
digital self.
Hey, I mean, that's what video games are for, is like stress
Absolutely.
relief and that kind of thing. But then again, it doesn't surprise anyone that I'm not like into skateboarding games because I like JRPGs. Like, I'm a trash man like that.
Skateboard JRPG.
I'm the
Tony
the
Hawk's
the JRPG trash man. That's my new nickname.
Tony Hawk: The Long Journey Home.
Oh my
Featuring Makoto from Persona 5.
Makoto, yes. Makoto. My favorite character of that game is Makoto, but hey, whatever.
I never played it. I just thought that was a name.
Wait, you never actually played Persona 5?
No, I have to.
Dude, you really should. Like, honestly, it's one of those games of, like, again, like I said before, Donkey, like, video game Donkey, said that he hates JRPGs, but he loves Persona 5.
Yeah, I gotta try it. I really do.
Yeah.
So-
I'll buy it for you so that you fucking go try it. No, I'm not joking. I will buy it for you right now if you will promise me that you'll play that game.
All right. You know what? We'll discuss this afterwards before
Okay.
everybody on the cast realizes how poor I am.
No, I did not bring that up, my guy. Like, that's the funny thing. You
I
outed
know.
yourself on that one.
I brought it up myself.
Great.
Humiliation fetish. Who did we say? Who did we say had that? I don't even remember.
Caitlin
anymore.
Bennett, the gun girl, the Kent State gun girl, Boo Boo
Oh
Bennett.
yeah, hell
Yeah.
yeah. Anyways, Monster Rancher 1 and 2 DX have been announced for Switch, PC, and iOS.
Wait, what? Seriously,
Monster-
Monster Rancher?
Yeah, 1 and 2 coming to Switch, PC, and iOS. Basically,
Damn.
basically Pokemon if the daycare was like the main focus, right?
Yeah.
You get these monsters, you get them to make love to each other. You can record it and everything, sell the videos, and then you make new monsters.
It'd be great. There's like you just there's got to be Rule 34 for that kind of stuff, right? It's
Unfortunately, yes.
Unfortunately, yes, right? But still, I haven't played Monster Rancher since like Monster Rancher 2, which, God, what was that? It came out in like 1997. So, or Monster Rancher came out in 1997. Monster Rancher 2 was on PlayStation 2, or was it on PlayStation? But it was like 1999. God, that's a long time ago. I have not played this game for a while.
Well, guess what? Now everybody's got a chance to play it again. And December 9th, unfortunately, only for Japan. Wait, no, I lied. December 9th, worldwide. The iOS version was not announced for Japan.
Oh.
And my last mini story. As you all know, I'm very excited for Metroid Dread. New Metroid Dread trailer. Go watch it. Go buy the game. Have fun with it. Now, on to the news story. Earlier, like I said, we talked about you really shouldn't have done that. Now we're going to talk about you should have thought more about what you were doing before you did it. And of course, so Stanley, you know Fortnite, of course.
Yeah, I know Fortnite. I've actually played it a while before, like a couple years ago, just to see what students thought about it or that kind of stuff, right?
Nice. All right, so we're gonna play a little game real quick. It's a true or false. I'm gonna give you a character. You tell me if they're in Fortnite or if they aren't in Fortnite. Cool?
Christ. Okay, I'm gonna fucking lose on this one. All right, let's go.
Master Chief.
I'm gonna say false on that one.
Master Chief is in Fortnite.
He is? What?
Yep.
When?
Absolutely. A while ago.
Okay, great. Well, it shows you what the fuck I know. Okay.
Heihachi from Tekken.
Not in it?
He is not in it, yes. He is not.
Yeah.
Squidward from SpongeBob.
I'm going to say not in it.
He is not in it as well. Chun-Li from Street Fighter.
Oh, Jesus. I don't know, because Street Fighter's more popular than Tekken, right? So maybe I'm still going to say yes.
Chun-Li is in it.
Oh, shit. Great. One for me. Though actually 3 for me.
Yeah. The Undertaker from the WWE.
I feel like there's a great overlap between people who enjoy Fortnite and people who enjoy wrestling. Like, you know, like you were to do a Venn diagram of that. Yes. I'm going to say yes.
False. The Undertaker is not in Fortnite.
Damn it. Okay, fine.
Rick Sanchez from Rick and Morty.
False.
He is in Fortnite.
Wait, he is? What the fuck?
Absolutely. Martin Luther King Jr.
Dude, this one has to be false. This one has to be false. It can't be anything other than that. If it's true, I'm gonna jump out a window. Right?
I'm not gonna tell you because you live on the ground floor.
Yeah.
That's completely fine.
Yeah,
that's because Martin Luther King Jr. is in Fortnite, baby. Not as a playable character, but what happened was Fortnite decided to team up with Time. You know Time Magazine?
Yeah.
They decided to team up with Time Magazine to celebrate MLK in the Time Studio Presents March Through Time in Fortnite. Basically, it's a special game mode where you can go to DC in 1963 and watch the entirety of Martin Luther King Jr. I Have a Dream speech.
Okay, so I am trying to control my anger right now. I really am. I'm trying to control my anger. So I feel like we call this in the industry not a good look. This is a game where you shoot people, right? They do understand that Martin Luther King Jr. was shot by a white supremacist in 1968. So he's not okay, so let me get this straight. So he's not a playable character, but you can go to Washington, D.C.,
in 1963.
In 63, okay, so 5 years before his assassination, and watch his March on Washington for Jobs and Equality?
No, his I Have a Dream speech, which might be the same thing.
That's the March on Washington, D.C. for Jobs and Equality. Yeah,
correct.
That's
not
the thing.
only that, not only that, you can visit old school facilities that feature that famous image. Well, they have the two water fountains. The white water fountain, which is nice and clean, and then the colored water fountain, which
You're
you
fucking
can...
lying to me right now.
I'm
Don't
not.
you
I'm
fucking,
not.
No, you're
I'm
not
not.
lying to me right now?
I will send you a screenshot, and I will also post it on Twitter later today for our viewers. But you can see, you can go to these facilities and visit the infamous white water fountain with the colored water fountain attached. For those who don't know, I'm pretty sure you do know, but back in the day, colored folk, I'm just going to say that, please do not take offense, were not allowed to drink from the white water fountain. Instead, they got their own special water fountain that used the residue water, the leftover water from the white water fountain, and you can visit it in Fortnite as Rick Sanchez, as Chun-Li, as Master Chief, as Spider-Man.
Dude, I even thought that there was like a succubus skin too for one of those things.
There might be. I don't play Fortnite.
Oh my fucking god. What the fuck? Okay, alright, so here, I'm gonna quickly go into a dialectic about why I both hate this and why I both am like kind of okay with this, okay?
Aha, guess what? 30 minutes.
Oh shit. Fuck.
No.
Okay, fine. Great. Go to commercial break, god damn it. Fucking I'm so fucking mad right now. Okay, I need to calm down. Alright, go.
See you in a minute, folks.
Alright, bye.
Howdy, folks. After many, many ice-cold buckets of water, Stanley
Yeah.
is now ready to share his opinion on this.
Yeah, I think I screamed into a pillow and scared the dog. I don't know what happened, but fuck, dude. Okay, so I'm going to, after thinking about it for a bit, I'm going to tell you why I both am okay with this, why I'm also not okay with this.
All right.
I'm going to go with the reasons why I'm not okay with this, and then I'm going to end on the why I think this might be an okay thing, right? So, it can't... I will say this, like, it is interesting that in a game where you shoot people, that you're going to have a game mode where Fortnite people are going to be able to watch the I Had a Dream speech in its entirety in Fortnite. Right? So I think, number one, that almost kind of trivializes it too, because like, can you kill people while they're watching this?
No,
or is it like a special game mode where they
all
can't?
all PvP has been disabled.
Okay. All right. So I was thinking when you originally told me this that they had made a Martin Luther King Jr. skin. Like, I would have actually fucking died on the inside had that actually been a thing. Like, I was so upset when you were telling me this. I was like, God damn it, you fucking assholes, right? Like, this is not okay. It's not okay, right? I don't like that there are Fortnite exclusives in things, right? Like, the whole problem that I had with it is, remember when, like, the last Star Wars movie came out, they had the Emperor's speech in Fortnite, and instead of playing it in the fucking movie where it should have been? Like, this is kind of getting out of hell, or getting out of, like, not hell, this is getting out of, like, hand with some of these Fortnite exclusives, right? Because not everyone plays Fortnite, and not, like, they do have a big player base, but you're excluding people at the sake of, like, trying to be like, ooh, look at what we're doing, we're so fucking edgy, great, whatever. So, as long as they're not having the option where you can't kill people in this mode, and as you cannot, like, don't play Martin Luther King where he can get shot by other Fortnite players, because here, would it really be okay if you had a character who had the white skin on, right, like a white player character skin, who shot Martin Luther King's skin, because James Earl Ray, the guy that shot Martin Luther King Jr., was an avowed white supremacist. So it would be bad optics for that. I'm glad that that was not the thing. I'm glad they didn't do that, because I was honestly afraid, because you know Injustice 2, right? The Fall of Gods, or that kind of stuff, the DC game?
Yeah.
Yeah, remember when Injustice 2 for Pride Month had a special thing where you could beat up Poison Ivy, one of the only openly gay villains in DC Comics?
I did not know that, but that is hilarious.
Yeah, the entire event surrounded around beating the fuck out of Poison Ivy. So, Like, it's like, hey, welcome to Pride Month. Let's do some gay bashing.
Yo,
And
I'm not homophobic because I'm not afraid of gays. They're afraid of me.
oh my God, Robinson, no. Okay, so now here's the good news. So here's the good reason why I came up with, like I said, I'm talking about this dialectic, right? I'm talking about why this might be a good thing. I think this might be a good thing mainly because it might get kids interested in hearing what this is, and it'll expose them to actual history. Now, as long as that happens, right, as long as there's some kind of exposure, because as a historian, I respect it when there are companies that try to do something that can be seen as historical, but not skew the facts or not skew whatever they're trying to do for entertainment. I feel like this is a good move in general to get the younger player base that hasn't really talked about Martin Luther King or kind of just knows who he is, and like having some kind of educational event, an interactive educational event. Okay, sure. Like, right? Like, I think that's a good thing. I think there cannot be any more, like, I think it's one of those kind of feelings that I have of like any exposure to history and getting interest into historiography is a good thing for me. And I can't be too angry at it. Now, if it was the whole thing of where you shoot Martin Luther King Jr., I would have been upset about this really much. But still, I'm coming around to the idea. I'm just not sure about the water fountain yet, right? Like,
So,
are they going to
things.
have like a little exhibit about it? Or are they going to have something that explains what it is?
I will show you the screenshot in a second because I want to say two things. One, almost immediately, they had to ban almost all emotes from the game because they found it disrespectful that players were flossing while Dr. King gave his very emotional speech.
Yeah, well, I mean,
They were T-posing, they were hitting the whoa.
they had Bob Dylan and Janis Joplin at this fucking event, right? So why is it? Because there were like people who spoke out, like celebrities that spoke on the march on Washington, right? So, okay, great. So they banned emotes. What else?
Except for
what do they
eight,
got?
except for eight appropriate emotes, such as holding up signs that say equality for all. Here's the unfortunate thing. You can also play as Wonder Woman in Fortnite, right?
Yeah.
And because of the deal that DC had with Epic Games, turns out that they are not allowed to disable Wonder Woman's special emote, which is her, flicking her lasso of truth.
No. Okay. So what? So it's gonna be. Does it like when she flicks the lasso of truth? Does it make like a whipping sound?
She cracks it like a whip. That is correct.
Okay, I'm back to being upset again. I don't know. Like,
And
you
now-
you can't just disable that for the event. Like, come on. Like, I feel like that's more on Warner Brothers than anything else that they won't allow Fortnite to do that, right?
Yep. And here's the final nail in the coffin, folks. Please check out our Twitter for this image. I am about to send Stanley this image right now.
Okay, am I about to be mad? Am I about to be mad? Is this gonna be a thing? Oh my god, that's so fucking perfect. The Rick fucking Sanchez in the middle of the fucking thing. And then you have a girl wearing like a mini skirt with leggings and just like the abolishment. Okay. Oh, so they actually do have like a little sign, because I see the little sign, and it talks about like Jim Crow law enforcement appropriating the inferior public accommodations for Black Americans. Okay. Honestly, this is good. Like, I think this is fine. Like, I'm coming more around to this. I really do think that this can be a good thing, right?
Okay, you know what? From a historian himself, Stanley says it slides by. It barely squeaks by.
It barely squeaks by because I originally thought the optics might not be there for this thing. Again, right? Like, not a good look. But the more that I'm looking at this and the more that I think about this, like, as long as because there's this conversation between private history and public history, because academic history is private history, and it's more like for the people within the know, right? It's more of like for people like me, actual historians. Then you have public history, which is like the History Channel or popularized like books that help people who are not historians or trained historians understand the content better. I think this might be one of those things. I really do. I think that there should be probably more exhibits like this in Fortnite if they were going to do this Martin Luther King Jr. thing. Shouldn't they? I mean, shouldn't they do like? I feel one of the things that would help it is like if you do like a gallery walk where you have to watch different segments of the speech, but you have to go to different parts around the area. And then if you do, you get like a special like thing, right? You get like some kind of Fortnite tokens, or you get so many whatever like for completion and kind of understanding this.
Yeah, I can't think of an appropriate skin to give out at the end of this.
No. I think that would be fine. Although it would be funny if we could put like a Fortnite mode where it's like the Horde, but it's like a whole bunch of KKK members, and you just fucking shoot the fuck out of them as they come by. Like you just have the Fortnite member, like the Fortnite people are the only ones with guns, and then the KKK people at hoods, like they run at you with baseball bats, like they're little pickaxes, and you just shoot them, right?
And only then can you play as Martin Luther King. But I was thinking about what you said earlier, where they have to go to different spots. At the end, they got to build a bridge to equality, literally using Fortnite mechanics.
No. Don't. Let's not do that. Let's just keep it where it's at. Like, I think that's fine. But I think, like, I'm trying not to say, because it's hard, right? Because there's this thing that companies do called wokevertisement, where they try to advertise themselves as being a woke company. Like, remember the Pepsi commercial that like Kylie Jenner did a while ago? I
was gonna bring up yesterday when I was. Oh yeah, I also watched the movie Free Guy. 4 out of 5. Go watch it if you can. But in terms of wokevertisement, yesterday I saw like a commercial for like Diet Coke where like two bros are just at the lunchroom. One guy goes, "You drinking a Diet Coke?" "My mom drinks Diet Coke." And then the guy goes, "Well, you know what else your mom does? She cooks your meals. She cleans your house." And it goes on a whole like wokevertisement thing. It's like,
yeah.
And they ended it with, "Drink what your mama gave you." And I just thought,
wait, that's not a real commercial. You're fucking lying to me. You're lying to me right now.
No.
What a fucking liar! Don't fucking lie to me,
no,
Robinson.
I am not lying to you. Diet Coke, drink what your mama gave you. And as a mama's boy, like I love my mother with all my heart. Even that made me like feel disgusted, and it made me want to stop calling my mom for 2 weeks.
Dude, I just.
Wokevertisements, folks.
Like wokevertisement is just you understand like why it's bad is because it makes it's ham-fisted, right? These are multinational corporations, and the only reason why they're doing this is because it's just now popular to actually have a social stance, right? Yeah. Like there are companies out there that actually do make products but stand for something. You have Ben and Jerry's, who are up in like Vermont, like Bernie Sanders' home state, that actually have this idea of the CEO cannot be paid so many times more than the lowest paid employee. That's fine. That shows like pay equality and pay and like shortening the pay gap and that kind of thing. But if you're a company like fucking Coca-Cola, right? The literal company that used to have cocaine in the original fucking recipe, you cannot tell me that you're someone who would stand for equality, especially because Coca-Cola and the Coca-Cola Company started out in Georgia way after the Civil War happened and at the height of Jim Crow. So you cannot fucking tell me that Coca-Cola, who's also a corporation that funded people who were also members and representatives and funded corporations, or not funded corporations, but funded politicians that supported the separation of children from immigrant families at the border and funded things that were doing really skeezy shit within the government, that they're just sort of like, yeah, but don't talk shit about your mom. We can do all this other shit, but just don't talk shit about your mom. Your mom loves you.
Dang it.
Doesn't matter that we're paying or giving politicians money, that they're helping to separate children at the border. Yeah, no, fuck that. Just don't talk about your mom.
Once again, you made me laugh directly into the microphone, and I'll be checking that later to make sure that it's not too loud.
I'm sorry, but can you understand why that's such bad optics?
I completely understand, because it's like, Yeah, but you know what? Be nice to your mom, bro. Come on.
Yeah, it's like because I'm part of like the LGBT community, right? And so the whole thing that like we always make fun of is when like June happens and every corporation turns their like Twitter handle into a rainbow picture of their logo, and they're like, we have gay people in our company. It's like the missile company Lockheed Martin that makes missiles for the U.S. military, or like, we have gay people in our company, but we also bomb like families in Afghanistan. So
The brand new Pride Brom. Yes, it does still kill everybody within a 2,000 mile radius. But bro, there's a
yeah,
rainbow. It's got blue. It's got green.
yeah, it's got like we're gonna have the rainbow flag on the missile when it hits an ISIS stronghold, right?
Oh
So
yeah, bro.
yeah,
Bro,
I mean like that would be like one of the most iconic or like ironic things to ever happen
real
is
quick.
like you have a bunch of hateful people spreading about like anti-gay shit, and then you just all of a sudden this missile with a rainbow flag blows them away.
Real quick,
Like
because I'm not into celebrities. Give me a gay celebrity real quick.
Anderson Cooper.
Anderson Cooper. So it's that scene from the original Iron Man, but instead of Tony Stark, it's Anderson Cooper. He's being attacked. A missile drops next to him. He looks over. Instead of saying Stark Industries, it's just a pride flag. It blows Anderson Cooper up.
It's like Pride flag, but then Lockheed Martin incorporated underneath the Pride flag. And it's okay. So here's the other thing. Another fun fact for you. So we're talking about Martin Luther King. So Martin Luther King was actually harassed by the FBI, and there were several campaigns against like Martin Luther King by the FBI. What was it? There was recent attention. I recently was told and like given attention to the fact that on Twitter, the FBI during MLK Day posted his like speech or posted his whatever on it, and like, we support him. Isn't that kind of ironic? Like, we're not your fathers, FBI.
That's kind of. That's kind of. I don't know. I feel like, hey, it's MLK Day. I'm gonna go tweet something about MLK. I feel like that's kind of like, I don't know, disingenuous. Like, sure, celebrate him on his special day. Very important American figure. I just like a tweet. Like,
Yeah, but the FBI was also responsible for like investigating like gay people too. Also, like there was this thing in the military, the United States military. There were gay soldiers that used a code word. They called it "friend of Dorothy," right? And so, if you asked someone who was a soldier, "Are you a friend of Dorothy?" then that would be kind of like code word for "Are you gay?" And when the military found out about this, the military and the FBI were trying to find Dorothy, because they didn't understand that there was no Dorothy, and so
Wait,
yeah.
Was this a gay American Kilroy was here?
Yeah, it was essentially like that, right? So essentially, it was like the FBI and the military intelligence were trying to find who this Dorothy was, because they thought this Dorothy was like a gay crime lord within the United States military.
Oh my god. All those bakeries in flame.
Oh my, yeah, dude, like 100%. But still, okay, so my final verdict on this is anything to get like the younger generation to kind of understand like the whole like situation with the South. I think it's weird that we have to rely on Fortnite to do this. But I also understand
You got to reach the kids
education
somehow.
is like in the United States.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I think that that's okay. I think it gets my tacit, right, not like fully approved, like seal of approval.
It gets a very stern. It gets a very stern. All right, go on in, but I'll be keeping my eye on you.
Also, disable the fucking Wonder Woman whip thing.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that would be my only caveat to this, is to just disable it for like the fucking event, right? Like,
it's not a whip,
fuck
it's a-
contracts.
Wait, no, that's not the right voice. Here's the right voice.
It's not a whip, it's a lasso.
I don't give a shit, right? Like any kind of cracking noise when you're watching a black man give a speech is kind of a how do I say this? A dog whistle, right? So it's a hood off moment, my guy. So
Mask
Damn.
off.
okay, you know,
Before we move forward, I just want to end this with Martin Luther King's most inspirational quote, at least to me. something that I try to live by every day. It goes, darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that.
Oh, we're really doing this. I didn't know that we were going to do that.
Oh, no, I just
Damn
wanted to do that because, no joke, MLK is like man, I'm bad with English, is a huge inspiration to me and how to live. You know, growing up as an immigrant in the United States, of course, he's going to be a big inspiration for me. But that quote always just inspired me to be a better person.
Great. Good. I mean, that's the purpose of it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Is to get you to kind of think about this kind of thing. Great. I am going to decline any further comment because I feel like I've said my piece about this stuff, right? And I'm not here to give you a history lesson about this. I'm here to talk about nerd shit, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. What the fuck, Robinson? Well, you know what else is kind of a what the fuck movement?
Yeah,
Shrek porn. So
Wait
apparently,
no,
yeah,
wait.
no. Are you ready for my moment? Are you ready to be screaming? Are you ready to get like this frustration out on like what I've been feeling for the last 20 minutes, Robinson?
You know what? Hey, in the end, you gave it a stern tassel. I don't think I can give a stern tassel to Shrek porn, but you know what?
Well, I think you're going to be
open mind.
surprised a little bit. I think you're going to be surprised, okay?
Oh my
so there's an article from Vice News, and what apparently is happening is that to give you a little context about this, there is a powerful anti-abortion group in Texas called Texas Right to Life, which took advantage of a new law in Texas that's scheduled to take effect on September 1st, which is happening this week, right? It's happening on Wednesday. And under that law, abortion could be banned as early as 6 weeks into pregnancy before many people know that they're even pregnant. But in an unprecedented legal maneuver, the Texas government won't be enforcing the ban by itself. Instead, people will be allowed to sue individuals who may have helped a patient get an abortion in violation of the ban. Some who lost a lawsuit could pay as much as $10,000 and including attorney fees on top of that.
That is not nice.
Yeah. So if you helped your like sister or your mother or like whoever to like get on a legal abortion, right? Not just an illegal, because legality is from the federal government. Mm-hmm. If you help them and it turns out like if you go to New Mexico and get it and it turns out someone in your family did not like that, someone in that family can sue you and the person that got the abortion for violating Texas law.
Hey,
so
yeah. All of a sudden, I'm feeling hopeful about Shrek porn.
You're like, okay, great. Well, guess what?
Does it come in?
the Texas Right to Life has a website where you can fill out a form to send an anonymous tip on how you think the law has been violated, and that the form includes a request for any evidence plus the name of the doctor or the clinic that pertains to the trip in question.
Jeez.
And another page encourages people to join the team to help enforce the law of Texas. And so social media users have found out about this and have found out about this anonymous tip website, right? Okay, so guess what is happening? So people on TikTok have decided to start flooding the website with fake fake reports. And you know that evidence that you're supposed to attach that have like photos or like the doctor's clinic or any kind of evidence like that, you can attach any kind of file. And so they've started to attach terabytes of Shrek porn and flood the website and actually crash the website.
Well, you know what? I actually have something very appropriate to say.
Yeah?
You're an all-star.
Yeah.
Hey now.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get the Shrek porn and fuck off, right? Like, I don't know. Jesus. According to one TikToker, and I'm quoting her, she said, I found this website like anonymously snitching on people who break the Texas Heartbeat Act. You can attach any file you want to it, so I just sent them a bunch of Shrek porn, and you can do it too. End quote.
You know what? Fantastic and beautiful. And if there's anybody who would know about abortions, it could be Shrek. He had over 20 kids, I believe.
Oh, man. Like, if there's anyone that needs to practice birth control, it's fucking Shrek and Fiona.
Absolutely. Go down to Planned Parenthood. You can
get some low-income birth control.
Yeah,
get some condoms.
that's the word.
Right. But it's one of the other things of someone else, another TikTok creator posted before the Shrek porn, before they attached Shrek porn, they said, and I'm quoting, "Wouldn't it be awful if we sent a bunch of fake tips and crashed the website? Like, Greg Abbott's butt stinks."
You know what?
And then,
I believe that all butts stink.
That all butts stink. Okay, great. Well, here's the thing though, is that like, remember when there were Trump rallies that were causing like a whole bunch of like increases in COVID cases back in 2020? Do you remember who was flooding the website and buying out the tickets so that no one could attend those rallies? Were K-pop stands. Like, K-pop stands were going in and like literally taking all the free tickets away.
Bro, the K-pop stands, they're basically Weasel from DC at this point. Nobody likes them. They smell. They're gross. But you know what? Point them in that direction and have them kill that thing.
Yeah. Well, if anything can kind of help you in this, you should know that more than 20 Texas providers have sued to stop the Texas ban from taking effect, as they allege from the law, quote, "will create absolute chaos in Texas and irreparably harm Texans in need of abortion services," end quote. A hearing for that case is currently set for Monday. Because here's the thing. Planned Parenthood, little of what they do is actually abortions, right? Is actually the birth control, that kind of stuff. A lot of what Planned Parenthood do is to provide healthcare for women in low-income areas and provide healthcare just in general, right? So if you're poor and you're not sure if you have an STD, you can go to Planned Parenthood and they will test you for basically nothing. Like, it's one of those things that Planned Parenthood does so much more than what people focus on. And it's upsetting that that's kind of what they're trying to like do, is get rid of Planned Parenthood. Because if you get rid of Planned Parenthood, right, who's going to take over the low income like stuff, right? So who's going to give healthcare to low income people?
Because, trust me, nobody else is gonna do it. And fun fact, the rapper E40's wife used to work at Planned Parenthood.
Yeah. I mean, like, there's a good amount of people who work for Planned Parenthood, and I agree with what they're trying to do. I think everyone should have healthcare. I think healthcare is a basic human right, honestly. So, I mean,
you know what?
What
you started that off with, now it's time for you to be upset. But you know what? I'm not upset. I'm just, slightly aroused.
You're slightly aroused.
I mean,
you're slightly aroused by Shrek porn.
I mean, it includes human Fiona, right?
No, it includes like ogre Fiona, my guy.
Yeah, you know what? That's fine.
You know what? So I saw this meme the other day. I'm gonna have to send you. I can work with that.
This.
Okay. Okay, sure. So I have two things to tell you. So one of the things is that I'm gonna send you this meme after we begin, where it's like this picture of like from Reddit. There's this meme where essentially the tagline is, anytime I think of Shrek, and it's like Shrek and Fiona having sex, but then it's like donkey, and then you see a picture from what was the movie? It was a Jack Black movie where he's like in a band. I can't remember what it's called.
Rock?
Jesus, no,
Tenacious
the other
D.
one. Tenacious D. Thank you, God. Why did I forget that? I love that movie. We're in Tenacious D, where it's like young Jack Black singing to his Christian conservative family, playing his guitar, and it is I who fucked the dragon. So, yeah.
Do you know anything about Jack Black's mom? That woman's a badass.
Yeah, dude, Jack Black. A lot of people say that I look like Jack Black.
I don't see it, but I can see
how
they could.
You can see how they could. Great.
Yeah.
Well, the other part about this is, you know that there's a group of mountains called the Grand Tetons in Wyoming, and I swear this has something to do with what you just said, okay? So, fun little history fact is that there was a French fur trader in Wyoming, in the Wyoming territory, who was trading furs with the natives that were around there, and he was by himself for about 3 weeks, and he set up shop next to the Grand Tetons, and he was sitting next to his tent, and all of a sudden thought, you know what? Those look like giant tits. And so that's where the Grand Tetons is French slang for giant boobs. So
good. No, there was a Family Guy joke like that where it's like those mountains look like nipples. Well, you can't name a mountain. You can't name a mountain nipples. How about
Well, we did.
How about in Nepal's?
Yeah. Dude, I mean, isn't that great that America has a mountain range called the Giant Tits? Like in French?
It's almost as good as the Spanish having a ship called the Cacafuego, which is the
flaming shit?
The flaming shits.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
No, that's you know about that, right? La Cacafuego?
Yeah, I know about Fuego. Yeah.
The bane of all pirates.
The bane of all pirates is the flaming shit. I feel like that's an STD or an STI, whichever the fuck they call it now.
No, the Cacafuego, that's what you get. That's what you get when you get street tacos.
I think you get 3 tacos with the special green hot sauce.
I think this was Gabriel Iglesias. If I get that wrong, sorry, but he made this joke about how he went to Mexico. And he was like, I want the hottest sauce you got. And he's like, but I shouldn't have got the hottest sauce because I was looking at the sauces. It was wooden spoon, and a metal spoon.
Damn. Yeah. That's how you know like that thing is going to fuck you up if it burns the wood. That is, or melts the wood in the hot sauce. Shit. You know, what was it? One of my friends from Germany came to visit me in college, and he had never been from Texas before. He'd never been to Texas. So I took him back to Waco because we were going to go to Waco and then party in Waco for a bit with my friends. And then we were going to go to Austin and go see Austin and then go see some other places. And when he got to Waco, we went to this little taqueria, right? And he was like, I want a spicy taco. Now remember, this is Germany, so spice for them is basically salt or pepper. That's basically it.
Oh no.
And I looked at him and I'm like, are you sure? Are you really sure? Because this is spicy. And he goes, yeah, I can handle it. I'm like, are you actually really sure? And like we're having this conversation in German at the window, and the lady's looking at us like we're mental. And so I was like, okay, fine. And so then I looked at her and said, you know, he'll have one burrito with like hot sauce on it. And so we sit down at the taqueria, and he takes a bite, and then just looks at me and just opens his mouth and lets the burrito fall out of his mouth.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, Waco is in Texas, and in Texas, we got the best Tex-Mex food around, so you better believe it's spicier than your local.
Well, because that's a lot of what Tex-Mex is. It's just more spicy, right, than like regular Mexican food, right? Or I don't know, because I'm not Hispanic, so I can't really. I just know about like what people have told me, that's apparently what it is.
I think I've been harmed.
You've been harmed.
Yes, disabled, I think is the correct word, because I can no longer taste spice. It's just numb. It's just
you're just numb.
It's not even painful numbness. It's like, oh well, now I can't taste anything else.
Oh my god, what the fuck? Okay,
I
Robinson.
I think Mexico did something to me, bro.
Dude, are you like drinking hot sauce down there? What are you doing? What the fuck, man? Like, stop.
I did win a hot sauce drinking competition. I got $20 at Applebee's gift card.
You got $20 for drinking hot sauce.
$20 Applebee's gift card.
Okay, so it's worse than $20. You got $20 Applebee's gift card for drinking hot sauce. Man, are you okay? Do you need to talk to someone? Do you need to go see a therapist? Like, what the fuck, dude?
Bro,
like, what? Why?
I need another taco. That's what I need.
You need another taco, but you're going to go get one from, like, the whitest of restaurants? From Applebee's?
No, I wasn't going to Applebee's for tacos. I forgot what I did to that card. I think I gave it to like my mom or something.
Okay, great. Well, at least you're following the millennial advice of not going to Applebee's.
Oh, and we're closing on the end of this podcast, so we're gonna. Unless Stanley, do you have anything else to say? Like any other news stories you want to bring up?
Any other news or that kind of shit? Yeah. Dude, I am done. I'm done, right?
Right,
I feel good that we ended on Shrek porn, honestly.
So I do have to bring an end to the podcast, we'll bring an end to one of my favorite video game series of all time. So, as most people will know, No More Heroes 3 is coming out for the Switch on August 27. It's already out. I hope you're enjoying No More Heroes 3. But we actually have a letter from No More Heroes 3 director, Suda51. Now, for anybody who knows anything about Suda51, they know that this guy, he is an artist, right? He doesn't make games just because he wants to turn a profit. He makes games with vision, right? He's one of those people.
So is he kind of like Toby Fox?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Because if you know about Suda51's like line of games, he makes weird stuff, right? Like this might not be wholly accurate, but you know how Wes Anderson makes weird styles of movies? Yeah, Suda51 makes weird styles of games. But when you play a Suda51 game, you know he made it. It's got his humor, it's got his action, and No More Heroes might be like his crowning achievement right now. Unfortunately, and it's one of my favorite game series of all time. Unfortunately, No More Heroes 3 will be the last entry in the No More Heroes franchise. And Suda51 has written us a letter that he posted on the No More Heroes 3 Twitter. So, I am going to read this verbatim because this is honestly the first company letter we've read that hasn't been completely disingenuous.
Oh yeah, you mean like hasn't been dealing with sexual assault or rape?
That too.
That too. Okay, good. Go.
So, as he says, I hope everyone is getting by okay in the summer heat. This is a brand new, exhilarating action game in which the entire galaxy is thrown into a state of war that will hopefully help blow away the sweltering heat and humidity, and it's being released on August 27. This new game is called No More Heroes 3 Final Bout All Out Galactic War. Or it was going to be called that, but the subtitle was just too long, so we ended up taking a hint from the Rocky series and simply going with No More Heroes 3 instead. As hinted with the final thing, Travis Touchdown will finally be coming to the end of his final battle and will be embarking on a much-deserved long journey. Join him as he goes absolutely buck wild in the garden, no, the cosmos of madness. Now, carrying with it 1,000 thoughts, I run along the Thunder Road once more. As one journey ends, the Crimson Bike falls into a deep sleep. Goodbye, Travis. Goodbye, No More Heroes. Goodbye, fleeting moments in day. Farewell to all Travis touchdowns everywhere. Suda51.
I think it's good. I think it's a good kind of like a love letter to the fans. So
absolutely. Because No More Heroes is one of those games where it's like, even though it's like basically a Nintendo property, because the first two came out exclusively for Wii. Now you can get the first one on Xbox 360 and PC, I believe. That might be wrong, but as y'all know, my mother, when I was a kid, she didn't like me playing violent or graphic or naughty stuff, right? And No More Heroes didn't seem that way because, he's got a lightsaber katana. Little did she know, in No More Heroes, in order to charge up your katana, you have to jerk off the Wii remote. And I'm not meaning that as a joke. Travis Scott would jerk off his lightsaber in order to charge it up. So it was one of the first games that introduced me to like my favorite type of comedy, which is, graphic comedy, naughty stuff, things that shouldn't be joked about, right? And I loved 1. I can't wait to play 3. And I'm only wondering what's going to be next. Because Suda51, he didn't say this is his last game. He said this is the last No More Hero game. So I can't wait to see what he does, honestly.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I think, honestly, I respect more properties that end when they have nothing left to say. I think that's the problem with a lot of IPs, is that they continue to go on, and then, there's nothing, like, just get bad in quality, right? So it's like Dark Souls. Dark Souls did 1, 2, and 3, and they're like, okay, we're done. And then they went on to go do Sekiro, and now they're doing Bloodborne, and also, the Elden Ring. So I feel that it's good for companies to kind of end. It's like Parks and Rec, right? Parks and Rec ended, and they're like, we don't really have anything else to say. Like, that's it. I really do. I respect people. I respect authors and that kind of stuff that, like, when they're done, they're just stop, right? It sucks it sucks, right? Like Gravity Falls is one of my favorite TV shows, and I'm still kind of bummed out that they would never do like a reunion thing or anything like that. But they like Alex Hirsch had what he wanted to say, and then he ended the show. Like, how can you not love that show? Because the quality of the show like was consistent throughout the TV show's life, and that's because there are things that he wanted to say that he got out. Again, I think that's awesome. That's good that this creator has decided this.
And you bring up an excellent point because I actually watched Gravity Falls in January. I remember because my family was over for New Year's and my sister made me watch it with her and I fell in love with it immediately and I watched like the rest of it within 1 week. I'm like,
yeah,
wait.
it's so good. Like
Yeah,
Savannah and I watch it every summer. Like when the summer starts, we both do a marathon of Gravity Falls.
That makes sense, and it's actually canonical with the show. But yeah, I thought the same thing because I'm like, only 2 seasons? Well, maybe I'll give it a shot anyways. I'm like, why are there only 2 seasons? I looked it up, and yeah, it's because Alex Hirsch said he didn't want to like keep on going when he didn't have anything that he wanted to do, right? Like that was it. I wonder what he's doing right now. Not sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, do you think that we should go ahead and end this show then?
Yep, absolutely. Just like Gravity Falls, No More Heroes, and is Shrek over? Yeah, I think Shrek is over.
Yeah.
So,
great.
Everybody, thank you for listening in. Shout out to Martin Luther King Jr.
Oh my God! Shout out to Time Magazine for reeling in the game devs on this one, right?
You did.
Jesus, that could have been much worse. It could have been much worse than what it was. It really could have. Like you know this, right? Like this could have been bad.
Bro, it comes out with the firefighter costume and a new weapon, the water hose.
The water hose. Oh my God. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. I reserve the right to say that the Texas right to life. I'll see you in hell.
You know what? I'm gonna agree with you on that. Texas right to life. See you to hell. Good night, everybody. Stay safe.
Good night.